Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Minor League Esports. It is Premier League time. We just watched the first series, and we watched the Hawks take down the Express to move on into the grand finals. Now they find out who they will have to be playing and bringing you all of the action. It's Hunted and Turney Ernie here on the call. Turney, how are you feeling tonight? I know that you called a game a little bit earlier, but how are you feeling for this one?
I am really excited. I don't get to cast a lot of Premier League action in MLE, so I'm really excited to get this one underway. The Elite and the Panda, they're both very good teams. Of course, they've made it this far, so I'm just excited to get this underway.
Yeah, both teams really searching to make sure that they can secure, of course, that grand finals berth. But again, we talk about how crucial it is in the Premier League to come out and play your best game early. Take game one, take game two. We saw the Hawks do that in the last series. They were able to carry that momentum through. Which team do you think comes out and plays their best Rocket League to start off?
I'm gonna have to go with the Pandas. I think I casted one series during the regular season, and it was the Pandas Premier League team. I really like what I saw from them. So just off of that small, minute information that I have, that is what I'm going to go off of tonight.
Well, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the bracket as we have the Premier League bracket there on your screen. And of course, the Hawks and the Express just playing moments ago here on the MLE, and the Hawks did take that series, so they go to the grand finals. And of course, you can see the two teams that we're about to watch, the Pandas and the Elite, will battle it out to see who will make it into the grand finals to meet the Hawks. This should be a good one. I believe the teams are here and ready. Let's go ahead and get them into the game, and we can get started here with game number one. It looks like they are joining now, so let's go ahead and throw it on into the game where the Elite and Pandas get ready to do a battle. The Elite in their signature purple, the Pandas in green. We are underway with game number one. So 4:50 on the clock. Red line will get the first opportunity in the Elite zone. It's Wizard. Try to play this by Siru. Not going to quite happen. El Diablo Rojo will find the clear eventually. It falls into the Pandas half where Siru can't quite beat Wizard. Wizard has a one-on-one opportunity now. Redline in support all the way across the pitch. But he'll have to turn around as El Diablo Rojo looks to create some opportunities. Solid touch from Wizard. 0-0, 40 seconds into game number one. Both teams going back and forth. Nobody really getting any kind of shot opportunities yet.
Yeah, right now both teams are really just trying to feel each other out and settle into the series. Just trying to work out those first game jitters. This here's a big clear series can be able to play that away.
This touch towards the net by Wizard, just off the crossbar. Siru not able to get the touch clear, but El Diablo Rojo is there, however. Here comes Redline the other way, trying to challenge Siru. Does manage to find its way towards the middle of the pitch. Wizard trying to do something to get away from this purple offense. Redline eventually does make the clear. We still have only gotten 2 shots total in this game, 1 apiece for each team. This is an opportunity for Siru. He's trying to go over Redline, but Redline makes the play. Still 0-0 with 3:20 to go. Now Redline and Siru come together, and this one will go all the way back down. And the Elite trying to crack into the grand finals here. I believe if they are able to make the finals, it would be the 3rd in their history as El Diablo Rojo will start the scoring off just as we talk about them.
Diablo just going to get a great dunk onto Redline, not letting him clear the ball away.
So it's 1-0, 3:01 to go, and the Elite, as I said, looking for their 3rd ever grand final appearance. The other 2 that they've played in, they have won. So a perfect record in the grand finals for the Elite. Certainly something to think about if they are able to make it in, but they have to go through this Pandas team who have had 3 teams in these playoffs make it all the way to the conference finals, as Wizard looking for Redline to clear away by Siru. Unfortunately for the other iterations of the Pandas teams, they were not able to make it in. So this Pandas Premier League team looking to crack the grand finals for the first time in Pandas history.
And just having 3 out of 4 teams make the playoffs is impressive for just a single franchise.
Absolutely it is, and Pandas would love to add on a little bit of history here in this series. But right now it's the Elite up 1-0, 2 minutes to go in game number 1. Wizard looks for Redline, gets the touch by Siru, and will bounce all the way down where Wizard looks to control. They argue over the ball in mid for a moment, but Siru comes away with it. He gets bumped from behind by Redline. With 1:30 left to go, that's a great shot from Siru. Finds the bottom corner. It's 2-0.
That's just a great shot from Siru. No one's there on the challenge for the ball. All right, just beats out Wizard, and just great placement.
92 seconds to go, and I do just want to remind you all that we will have the play of the week at the end of the stream. Got kind of lost in the mix of things tonight. We will have the play of the week winner from last week, so make sure you stick around at the conclusion of this series to find out who did win play of the week from last week. And of course, a big thank you to our sponsor, Balls with Guarana, for sponsoring the play of the week. If you see a moment that you think is worthy of the play of the week, do clip that, send it to us on Discord using the hashtag, or on Discord in the channel, or on Twitter using the hashtag MLEPOTW. But right now, the Pandas looking for a play of the week candidate of their own so they can at least put a goal on the board. 45 seconds to go. They're still down 2.
Yeah, the Pandas haven't really been able to get anything going. The Elite have just had great control in the offensive end, and the Pandas haven't managed to really do anything with the ball.
Good pass from Siru looking for El Diablo Rojo. He opts to turn and play defense now as Wizard tries to bear down on him, but Redline ends up having to chase this all the way back. Pops out in front. Siru last man here for the Elite. Final 12 seconds on the clock. Down the wing comes Wizard. Great demo goal
there's the
for
demo.
the Pandas. And now it's a 1-goal game with 8 seconds.
And just like that, the Pandas are going to get a start. It's very late in the game, but with 8 seconds left, they do still have a shot.
We'll see how they fare on the kickoff here as Wizard wins it into the corner, but El Diablo Rojo looking for the clear. Gonna go over top of the defender. Redline can't control it, and the Elite take game 1. They hold on to the 2-1 lead.
And I think for the Pandas, they were really just trying to bide their time in game 1. But when they scored, it was too little, too late. And the Elite were able just to take control of the game, or control the pace of the game, excuse me, and come out with the game 1 victory.
And it did feel like the Elite certainly had that jump in game 1 that we talked about before the series. That they felt like the team that was on top of their game. They were playing quickly. They got that 2-goal lead, and that was all that it took. Now the Pandas, they have to refocus and recenter themselves, try to come out and take game 2. You do not want to fall behind too early here in this best of 7.
As we've seen throughout all the games tonight, or we haven't seen a team tonight come back from losing the first game of the series. So we're gonna have to see if the Pandas can rewrite the script this time.
And it will certainly be an uphill battle, and it's one of those things that you cannot avoid talking about when you're in the booth, is how important game number 1s are. And you said it perfectly. Nobody has come back from a game 1 loss yet tonight. And the Pandas will have to do that now as they battle from behind. The Elite have the 1-0 lead. in the series, and now this first goal in game 2 going to be very important as Wizard looks to turn it upfield. El Diablo Rojo just getting back in time. Tries to bomb this over top of Redline, who collects it and plays it out of the corner. Tough flip off the wall. Siru is there. Has Wizard, although Wizard doesn't make the touch, Siru will knock it home. That's the first goal for the Elite.
And not really sure what happens here. Oh, Siru just capitalizes on the mistake from Wizard. Just carry the touch off the back wall. And the Elite are going to take the early lead once again.
30 seconds in, it's 1-0 for the Elite. That lovely royal purple. Certainly one of my favorite color schemes in the MLE. I love the
purple,
the Elite colors.
Purple is one of my favorite colors, so it's appealing.
Just always seems to command some kind of respect when the Elite are on the pitch, regardless of what the outcome of the game is. That's what I love so much about their colors, and they are using them quite well here in this series. As Siru, what a touch off the back while he scores! Second goal of the game for Siru. It's 2-0.
And Siru with the flashiest play we've seen all series long. What a read, having to chase that ball across the backboard. And the Elite have seemed to have woken up, and the Pandas are still kind of stumbling here at the start of the series.
Does sort of seem like the Pandas are perhaps gripping their controllers a little bit too hard, maybe a little nervous to start things off, but the Elite, they found their rhythm quite early. They took game number 1. They look to continue that trend. This Wizard and Redline having struggles getting out of their own zone, finding that offensive play. As Siru's just going to fire that into the back of the goal for his early hat trick here in game 2.
And Siru is really just taking control of the game right now. It seems like everywhere he is, the ball is going towards him. So right now for the Pandas, you got to find a way to shut him down and just kind of play keep away from him.
Redline nearly tries to stuff that in, although Siru doesn't get the touch. Wizard the open net. That will be the first of the game for the Pandas. And they draw back within 2.
And there's plenty of time for the Pandas to get back into this. The lead's only, or the goal deficit is only 2, like you just said. So for the Pandas, they just have to keep up the pressure and force the mistakes from the Elite. They can't wait for them to happen.
Here's Wizard, might have an open net to shoot at. He pushed it just a little bit wide.
Ooh.
Now Redline tries to capitalize on the defensive error, but the Elite managed to live through that one unscathed. However, Wizard in transition. He's looking for the shot, tries to pick the corner. Good clear by both players from the Elite to make that play. And now Siru on the counterattack. Can't get by Wizard. Will bounce towards the front of the goal. Wizard has to be careful as El Diablo scores. It's 4-1.
And what happened here? Oh, Wizard trying to cross it in front of his own net. You can't do that. Not in Premier League when players like Diablo are just going to read you. And the Elite are going to extend their lead to 3 now.
It's a 4-1 game as we approach halftime here in game 2. Game 1 was relatively close between these teams, but the Elite have started to run away with this one. Still plenty of time for the Pandas to try to make a comeback. Certainly have seen crazier things happen. But the time, certainly not their friend in game number 2 now. El Diablo Rojo. He has another touch. Can he get the second off the back wall? Not even close, as Wizard is there to make the play. However, Siru wheels out of the corner, deals out in front. No follow-up from El Diablo Rojo. And Redline ends up getting demoed for his trouble. The ball back on the Pandas' side, out in front. Redline with the clear yet again. But the Elite have been buzzing in the green zone, and they are not showing any signs of slowing.
No, the Elite are really in control of this game, and the Pandas are just trying to find an identity to play with right now. I like that. What a save from Redline!
Man, it looked like El Diablo made that play out of absolutely nothing, but Redline comes to take it away. And it has been just a game of inches, it feels like, between these two teams. The Elite, their goals have not been the flashiest. It's just been hard work, managing to make things happen as Redline gets another rebound shot, and it's cleared away again by the Elite. 4-1 with a minute left to go. But when the Elite have those opportunities, the key difference is they're capitalizing just like that shot from El Diablo.
Just like that. And I brought that up in one of the earlier series. Teams need to capitalize on the opportunities they're given. Just like Diablo has done, just like Siru has done this series as well. And that's the difference between going to the grand finals and having your season end.
Well, it looks like game number 2 is just about come to a close. It's a 5-1 scoreline for the Elite. All but over now. However, the Pandas will still look for this counterattack. Wizard along the sidewall has Redline out in front, waiting for a pass. Siru will get a piece of it and turn it away into the corner. So regardless, no matter what the final score is here, it's most certainly an Elite victory, and they will have a 2-0 lead in the series heading into game number 3. Now, if you are the Pandas, you have to make a change going in. It will be 0-0 on the clock, but what are you saying if you're the Pandas coach right now?
For the Pandas, they have to speed up their play. They're constantly getting beat to the ball, and they're not forcing the issue for the Elite. The Elite, they get a goal early on, and then they just kind of sit back and wait for the Pandas to make a mistake, and the Elite just capitalize again and again.
Yeah, it certainly feels like the Elite are playing that faster-paced Rocket League, the one that lets them maintain possession of the ball far more than the Pandas are able to take it away. And you can see, I mean, it felt like the shot opportunities were very similar. As you look, they were exactly the same, actually. Both teams getting the same number of shots, but the Elite, they had the follow-up touches that were required to score the goals and make the saves. It just didn't feel like the Pandas were in quite as good position. Maybe that comes down to, again, the speed of play. Maybe it comes down to team cohesion. Not quite sure. But either way, the Pandas are going to have to make a change heading into game 3.
And for the Pandas, they get better opportunities if they just maintained possession of the ball. You see the Elite, most of the game, they have possession, and the Pandas are, once the Pandas get possession, they just kind of give it up. So for the Pandas, I'd like to see them just hold on to possession more.
Well, we'll see if they can do that here in game number 3, which we are just about underway now. They have a 2-game deficit to try to come back from. And again, we talked before the series started of just how difficult it can be when you go down early in these series to come back. We haven't seen a team do it yet tonight, as El Diablo Rojo nearly had an opportunity out in front. Can the Pandas be the first team to make a change for the good, find a couple of game wins, and take this series away from the Elite, who've started strong? Looks like Siru will have a free shot. He will. He'll score. The Elite off to a quick start yet again.
And Redline, I'm not sure if he ran out of boost here, but you have to make that touch. You know Wizard isn't back. And again, Siru going to capitalize on the mistake from the Pandas.
32 seconds into game number 3. And it is a 1-0 lead for the Elite. Redline, Demo, Siru, El Diablo Rojo still here. Hits it off the post. Redline comes across to make the clear. And again, for anybody just joining us, this is a best of 7 to determine who will go to the grand finals. The Elite have had their way with the Pandas the first couple of games. They lead the series 2-0, and the Hawks await them in the grand finals next week as Siru has to make a save. Great play by him to get beyond the attacker as well as get up to make the ball, or the touch on the ball, I should say. We'll keep the game 1-0.
The Pandas, they're starting to get more opportunities, but they can't quite just capitalize on it, as there's a great shot, but Diablo is there to make the stop.
3:25 left to go. Siru looking for El Diablo Rojo, sends it towards the net just off the post. Bounces out towards the front of the box. Siru plays that down to the awaiting Redline. However, Redline gives the ball away, and yet again the Pandas can't maintain possession. When they're not getting challenged, it feels like they're rushing these touches. Giving away the possession to the ball to the enemy team, it's not the best strategy, and it can come back to hurt them, but that demo is beautiful from Redline, and that's all Wizard needs to dribble it home.
And maybe this is what the Pandas need to start doing, is get physical with the Elite, start bumping them and getting the demos to open up the net for them.
That makes it 1-1 with 2:54 to go. The Pandas managing to tie things up. Wizard's going to pop this one. Tries to get it over top of Siru. El Diablo Rojo up for the touch. Can he get the double? Yes, he can. He scores. 2-1 now for the Elite off the sensational touch from El Diablo Rojo.
El Diablo making it look easy. Just dropping that ball straight down with the bottom of his car. Redline wasn't in the right position to get the save, and the Elite find themselves back in the lead.
Siru turns, fires. Good clear from Redline to make that play. Now back into the purple zone we go. Oh no, the double commit. Redline plays it back into his own zone, but Siru can't quite get around the ball. He still has El Diablo out in front. He takes it himself, and he scores 3-1 for the Elite.
Siru getting the doomsy dish here to make it 3-1. And the Elite are just constantly just in control of the ball, holding possession.
That's worked out quite well for them in this game, in this series, certainly. They look to close out game 3. They've got a 2-goal lead with 2 minutes left to go. Pandas have not had a ton of opportunities in this game. They've managed to make one work, but here's one. Can Redline put that home? Oh, it goes off the post, but in. Nearly missed it wide, but he puts it home, and now it's a 1-goal game yet again.
Siru didn't get the greatest touch there. Diablo was at midfield, so he wasn't rotating back on defense, and Redline had an open net to shoot at. He's going to capitalize here, but I'm still... I wish the Pandas were doing more here.
They still have time remaining to try to find an equalizing goal. Wizard takes the shot, he scores, and just like that, the Pandas tie it up.
That was such a quick shot from Wizard. Tosses it off the wall. And that was such a quick shot. Caught both caught both Elite defenders kind of off guard. And we're gonna have a tie game here with just about 100 seconds to go.
Here comes Wizard to try to dribble this down towards the front of the cage. Redline passes it across. Quick shot. Ooh. Almost found Redline on the pass. Wizard takes a shot there. Siru has to make the clear, and now all of a sudden it feels like momentum has shifted into the Pandas' favor. They haven't been able to gain the lead, but they have managed to tie things up. However, it looks like the Elite have had enough of that. They want to go back on the attack as this comes out in front. Siru can't beat Wizard. And the counterattack begins. Wizard has Redline out in front. Tries to come off the ceiling to make the play. The pinch is across the box. Into the corner now. Redline won't be able to find the touch, and Siru, the slow, methodical play out of the zone. Redline gets back in time to challenge him. El Diablo can't get up to the ball, and then we have 35 seconds left to go here in game number 3 in this regulation time. We're still tied at 3.
Yeah, the Pandas have managed to kind of crawl their way back into this game. They started off kind of slow, but within the last minute 30, they've really come alive and started forcing the issue against the Elite.
Last 10 seconds. Redline gets demoed. Wizard is back in position to make the save. Siru has to rotate away after the fake challenge, and it will be cleared back towards the middle of the pitch. Redline into the dirt, and we're in overtime. A very crucial one here in game number 3. The Pandas cannot afford to lose this game. They will go down 3-0 in the best of 7. Wizard shot, he scores! And the Pandas, they will take the victory in game 3 and bring it ever closer in their favor now.
The Pandas are gonna score 3 unanswered. 9 seconds into overtime, they're gonna take the win. And the Pandas seem to have finally woken up here.
It did feel like I said that there was a momentum shift towards the Pandas side in the later stages of that game. The Elite, they had the control, they had the possession, they were up 3-1, and then all of a sudden the Pandas, they started finding that chemistry. They started making things work on the offensive side. And like you said, they scored 3 goals, they get the victory, and now they've got the momentum heading into 4.
Yeah, the Pandas really needed this game and they won it. And I think for the Elite, giving up 3 goals and then eventually losing it in very early into overtime might hinder them. So we're going to have to see if the Pandas can capitalize on it.
Yeah, certainly. This is the time now for the Pandas to bring everything that they have to the table and tie the series up in game number 4. If you can go into a game 5 tied at 2, especially when you were down 0-2 early on in the series, that is far, far better than being down 3-1. Game number 4 just about to begin. Can the Pandas come back and tie things up, or will the Elite push us to a match point? We will just have to find out now. 45 was all it took, really, for the Pandas to tie things up in the last game. As now Siru will collect the ball. He's got a one-on-one opportunity against Wizard. Goes by him. Redline just in time to make the save. El Diablo's up for it, but it is kicked away from the front of the goal by Redline. Now the Elite, they look like they really want to threaten this Pandas goal early.
Yeah, the Elite are looking to get another early goal here, but the Pandas, who have seemed to finally gotten themselves back into the game, or at least warmed up, are going to try to turn the table here and score first.
Ooh, that one gave Siru fits. That just rings off the post. Comes out in front for Wizard, but no follow-up touch. Nearly a goal snuck in by the Pandas as Wizard comes off the sidewall out in front for Redline. He scores. Beautiful setup by Wizard, and the Pandas are on top.
Just what a play from Wizard. He gets bumped towards the ceiling, gets his flip reset, and then just gets the read onto El Diablo. Ball bounces in front of the net, and Redline finishes it off. And the Pandas are going to find the lead early this time in game 4.
Siru almost snipes it. El Diablo's there. Hits the post, comes out. Great read from El Diablo. We're tied again.
Siru trying to pick the far post. Manages to bounce right back in front for Diablo. And the Elite answer back.
That they do. The Pandas did not have the lead here in game 3 for long. I'm sorry, game number 4. As it is still tied up at 1, but now El Diablo gets his second of the game. Another sneaky goal. It's 2-1.
And the Wizard just got a really poor touch, tried to put it into the corner, into safety. Little did he know El Diablo was waiting for him to do so.
Wizard has the first opportunity off the ensuing kickoff. He's looking for Redline out in front. El Diablo will clear it away, and now he wants to counterattack. Takes the shot away from Siru. A little bit of miscommunication there from the Elite. Fortunate for the Pandas as now they try to transition into offense of their own. Redline harassing Siru out in front. Will pop down. Just pushed wide on the rebound. Still Wizard trying to keep things going in the purple half. Siru will eventually get the ball out towards mid. Has El Diablo in mid, looking for the touch. Good play from Redline to cut that passing play before it could develop. Keep us not tied, but just a 1-goal game for the Elite. Halftime nearing us now, 2-1 in favor of the team in purple. High lob into the corner. It's Redline can't get by Siru. This one is played back, and looks like things starting to slow down a little bit. Teams trying to take their time, make sure they have enough boost, make sure they don't get beat on any kind of long transitional plays or any kind of quick passing plays out in front. We see them using the sidewalls to their advantage, although Redline giveaway out in front. Good save by Wizard. Siru making him pay for it, but Wizard doesn't care. He made the save, and it keeps it 2-1.
Yeah, right now both teams are just making sure they don't make a mistake here, as the next mistake could be costly depending on who it comes from.
"90 seconds left to go. As Wizard and Siru, they combine. Redline's up for it. Oh, he pushed it well wide. Had an opportunity, had a shot, and he missed it. He'll take a shot here, however, and Siru gets there just in time. Wizard keeps the ball in, and the Pandas are really pressing now. El Diablo has to clear it off the back wall. Poor touch right to the bumper of Wizard, who has Redline waiting. Tries to deal out of the corner. Siru has none of that. Final 60 seconds left to go. Redline towards the net. Cleared away. Siru gets the follow-up touch as well. And goodness me, how did the Elite live through that?
The Elite have had a couple scares this series, and they've survived all of them. So the Pandas, they need to keep forcing the issue here.
Well, with 35 seconds left to go, it's still a 2-1 lead for the Elite. Siru comes off the back wall, gets it by Redline. El Diablo not able to make the touch. This will bounce for Redline. He scores, and we're tied with 20 seconds left to go.
And the Pandas finally get what they need. The bounce off that corner kind of caught Redline off guard, but it was the bounce he needed, as it rolled right in front of the Elite net, and they're going to tie it up here.
Just like that, the Elite lead has gone. We have a potential for another overtime here tonight. 10 seconds left on the clock. El Diablo.
Oh,
both
double
players
commit.
Siru's there. Oh, the fake,
fake,
but he can't get by. Wizard still out in front. Redline makes the clear. Siru nearly had a highlight reel goal, but they didn't fall for it.
That was great awareness from Redline and Wizard to not bite on that fake.
El Diablo, opportunity early on in overtime. Last overtime we saw between these teams, it was over already. The Pandas had taken the victory. 9 seconds in, it has lived beyond that, but the Pandas still threatening. Great save by El Diablo. He just got a piece of that ball.
Siru. Flip reset, can't get it to go through. Wizard's shot gonna be just wide.
We're 40 seconds into overtime. Siru, this is going to bounce down. El Diablo's there. He overshoots it, and he can't get the touch on goal. That was the chance for the Elite. And if they can't take this game in overtime, you know that El Diablo's going to want that opportunity back. Got to be Wizard to clear it over top of Siru. El Diablo all the way back down the pitch. We played a minute into overtime. El Diablo's got a one-on-one with Wizard. Looks for the flick. Wizard makes the save. Corner comes Siru. Back to mid. Redline gets the giveaway from El Diablo. Wizard in great position. He's going to hit this hard off the wall. Siru in a tough spot. He makes the save onto Redline. And now the counterattack from the Elite look to be starting up here. Wizard gets by El Diablo, but it pops up for Siru. He can't get the touch on net. And we continue to go back and forth in overtime here in this crucial game 4.
Both teams have had great chances, just not able to finish them off. Which is surprising, where normally we'll see teams become more defensive. But here, both teams have kind of become more offensive.
They're both pushing for this victory. They know how much it means to both of them. El Diablo has a chance. He just goes high with the shot. Siru wants to control, but he can't get by Wizard. Now El Diablo has to hustle back. Wizard's there. Bounces out in front. Siru doesn't turn, and they score. The Pandas will tie the series up in game number 4 with the play out in front.
And just a great last touch there from Wizard, just to stall the ball completely. Allows Redline to put it in the back of the net. Siru was almost there to get the save, but the Pandas have won 2 games in a row. So for the Elite, you got to wonder what they have to change now.
They certainly need to win games in regulation time, it seems to me. They cannot end games in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost the 2 back-to-back ones here against this Pandas squad. And now as we go into game 5, the Pandas have pretty much negated all of what's happened before us. The Elite jump out to a 2-0 lead in this series. The Pandas battle it back. And surprisingly to me, we are here sitting 2-2 in the series. We've got at least 2 more games to go, but 3 total, all that remains that could be played. Who do you think has the momentum going into this? It has to be the Pandas, right?
Right now, the Pandas have all the momentum in the world. That was a fairly long overtime, by at least my standards. So for the Elite, not only do you drop the game before quickly in overtime, you're going to lose game 4 2 minutes into this overtime. So they got to be a little tilted. I'm not sure if that's the correct word for it, but for the Elite, you can't be feeling good right now.
Well, looks like we're having a little bit of an issue here to start the game. Wizard had to restart. He was having a game issue, not entirely sure what happened. But we're going to go ahead and restart the server here in a moment to bring you game number 5. Again, the series is knotted up at 2. And the winner of this, they go on to play the Hawks. And regardless of who wins, whether it's the Express or the Pandas, how do you think these teams are going to match up against the Hawks in the finals?
I didn't catch much of the first series with the Hawks, so I don't really have anything to go off of, but I can guarantee I'm going to be tuning in, because after watching the Champ League semifinals, the last couple, the final 2 series of the season are going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm very excited for next weekend, and do just want to remind you all to make sure you stay tuned at the end of the broadcast for the play of the week. We will be having that for you so you can see who won last week's. And of course, we will have a play of the week for this week as well. So make sure you submit those clips either on Discord or on Twitter using the hashtag MLEPOTW. We're getting the server ready to rock and roll here. Let's see if we can get a new server made. We'll be up very, very shortly. I'm not entirely sure what was going on with Wizard. Hopefully, we can get him back here in this series.
Absolutely, as he had a key role in that last game. I believe he had a playmaker, so getting 3 assists, being able to feed his teammate, leading them to get the victory and bringing them back into the series, which is huge after being down 2-0.
Yeah, that is the biggest thing for me, is that they were able to come back down, as you said, 2-0 in the series, and claw their way back to make it a 2-2 going into a game 5. And this 5th game, you talk about importance of games. Game number 1 sets the tone for the series.
Mhm.
If you go back and forth between 1, 2, 3, and 4, or any combination of those, you're tied at 2 going into game 5. Whoever wins that then has that 2-game
Buffer.
match point. And that, talk about confidence, talk about, a bit of relief going into game
Mhm.
6, that you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter win or lose. You still have that game 7 to fall back on.
And I think for the Pandas, having this extra break here is really going to help them out, just kind of ease or just kind of calm down, let that adrenaline subside, and just kind of keep doing what they're doing, because they're looking really well. And as for the elite, this gives them time to reflect and adjust on what they think they need to change as well.
Definitely. I mean, it could be a blessing in disguise here for the elite. Give them a chance to take a break, get their wheels under them, if you will, to come back and start battling back again. It was 2 very, very close games, which could have gone either way. And obviously, had the elite won both of those games in overtime, then this is a done series. We don't even need a new server because the game is over. But the Pandas, they able to just edge out the elite, and they've got to do it twice more.
And seeing how the Pandas are playing now, they look fully capable of doing that.
Well, here we go. Game number 5 underway. Brand new server. Looks like Wizard is A-OK. So we will still play with the same lineup for the Pandas, Wizard, and Redline. And of course, for the elite, Siru and El Diablo. What a night it has been here on the MLE Network. If you are just joining us, I feel so very sorry for you, as you've missed quite a night of Rocket League action, but there is still plenty to be played. Wizard, what a move! Nearly gets that out in front for Redline. But man, what a shifty play that was from Wizard.
It was very awkward, and then Wizard just kind of went with it. Redline wasn't able to capitalize. And again, the Wizards are gonna, or excuse me, the elite are gonna get away with one there.
3:45 to go, still no score. Wizard trying to pass this down towards Redline. Not gonna happen, as Redline takes that clear away by Siru, and now El Diablo all the way back down the pitch. Back and forth they go. Interested to see the shot count. Only 2 shots registered, both for the Pandas in this game. I think one went off the crossbar, the other was just high. So the Pandas not able to capitalize on their opportunities yet. The elite finally get a shot on board, but there is a good save by Wizard. Keeps us tied at 0.
Yeah, and this game here in particular feels a lot like game 1. Both teams just trying to figure each other out. Here's a chance for Wizard. He's going to decide to back off.
Will pop up for Redline to try to get around El Diablo. Not going to quite happen. Wizard towards the net. Solid touch away by Siru. This is way up high. Off the ceiling, Siru over top of Redline. Wizard going to rotate back to try to play some defense here. He's the last man. El Diablo trying to lurk for an opportunity. If Siru would have gotten that demo, that's a goal for the elite, but it might turn into one now for the Pandas. However, Wizard overshoots the ball. Siru's up now, looking for the touch behind Redline. Oh, he can't quite do it. And we continue to play scoreless here as the 2-minute mark approaches.
Both teams getting great opportunities, but the defenses in both teams still are holding strong.
Demo in the goal from Siru. El Diablo shoots and he scores. The demo working perfectly for the Elite. They're on the board.
What a shot from El Diablo, coming across the ball to put it from where he originally jumped from. Completely caught that last defender off guard.
It's a 1-0 game now for the Elite. They want to hold on to this lead. They were unable to do it in the last 2 games. They will get another one here as El Diablo rolls home his second. But again, against this Pandas team, we saw in the past 2 games, no lead is a good enough lead until the clock hits 0.
Yeah, no lead is safe with this Pandas team. They've just got caught out a couple times here in the last minute. And so the Elite find themselves up by 2.
Redline 1-on-1 against Siru. He pushed it wide. El Diablo trying to rotate back to help his teammate out. Wizard can't get it by that rotating man in El Diablo. So we play out of the green corner. Wizard to Redline. Shoots it over top of him. Siru and easily cleared away. So we approach the final minute. Siru taking his time, wasting a lot of it in this corner. Solid play right now from the Elite, trying to take as much time off the clock as they can. Don't give the Pandas any hope of trying to come back. Beautiful move by Siru. Can't get by Redline, but it doesn't matter as El Diablo's out in front for the hat trick, and there's still 45 seconds left to go, but this one feels out of reach now.
Yeah, that was the nail in the coffin, so to speak, for this game 5. So for the Pandas, they haven't really done much wrong. They just had a few mistouches. Puck luck hasn't really gone their way. As for the Elite, they're looking to move the match point.
Wizard wants to take a shot. That one's just a bit high as well. Siru again back into the orange zone. Can El Diablo get his 4th of the game? No, he just hits the crossbar. Siru will get one, however, and that will cap off a statement game from the Elite here. They have completely shut down the Pandas' attack and put up 4 of their own. They take game number 5. And is it important? It will give them a 2-game buffer to try to end this series. They've got to win 1 of the next 2 games, whereas the Pandas have to win both.
And it looks like in the end, that break, or the extended break we had in between the last game here, ended up icing the Pandas, as they're going to get shut out here in game 5.
And you wonder just how much that break did help the Elite. And of course, it wasn't, a manufactured problem or anything like that. It just seemed like Wizard had a game malfunction, and it led to that break. And the Elite, they come back. They seem refocused, recentered as a team. They almost looked like they were upset that they lost those last 2 games because, again, they went down into overtime. It's not like they got blown out of those games. They were in them from minute 1. They just couldn't end it. And here they had a 1-goal lead for a good portion of the game. They built upon that, never let it go, and it brings them the victory here in game 5.
That break really allowed the Elite to kind of just forget the 2 games that they lost and just focus on the next one. So for the Pandas, that's what you got to do here during this intermission, because you have 1 life left.
You most certainly do. That is not much margin for error. You cannot drop another game from here on out in this series. Granted, it's only 2 games. The Pandas just won 2 games back-to-back before this game. They've proven they can do it against the Elite. They have to do it 1 more time to face the Hawks in the Premier League Grand Finals. Game number 6 is just about to get underway with the Elite leading in the series 3-2. But the board back to 0-0. 5 minutes on the clock. Can the Pandas do it? Let us find out. The teams are ready. Kickoff has begun, and Wizard will have the first opportunity. He goes one-on-one with Siru, opts for the shot. Easily fought off by Siru. But now Wizard chips it around the defender. El Diablo gets there in time to clear back into the corner. Certainly looks like the Pandas want to start on the offensive side of the ball. That is easier said than done. Certainly as Siru takes a quick shot, Wizard in position to make the save. .424 left to go. Siru to collect. One-on-one with Redline. Redline gets caught a little bit far forward, but he still gets up to make the save. El Diablo wins the 50, however, and he starts the scoring for the Elite.
El Diablo with a beautiful shot. Just takes it off the hood of Wizard. Puts it off the post and in, and the Elite again are going to score first this series.
And again, I just want to remind you, if you are watching, to make sure you stay tuned at the conclusion of this series. We will have the Play of the Week winner announced at the end before we sign off for the evening. And of course, Play of the Week sponsored by Balls, and no matter the title, Balls is a household name in gaming circles. From tabletop to video games, Balls is down in stunning quantities, and fatigue is forgotten, leaving only empty bottles and tales of good times. Check out our sponsor, Balls, at MLEsports.gg. Make sure you visit our website for all of your MLE-related needs. Again, that's MLEsports.gg. But here we are, the Elite, still holding on to the 1-goal lead. There's 3:15 left to go here. And the Pandas backed firmly against the wall now. They've got to make something happen in these final moments.
Yeah, they're only down by 1. There's still 3 minutes on the clock, which is plenty of time. But the Elite seem to really be forcing the issue against the Pandas right now.
El Diablo shot, scores, gets his second of the game, and it comes at a great time. It'll put the Elite up by 2.
And Siru, again, with the physical play, getting the demos, taking the defender out of the play. It gives El Diablo just so much more time to pinpoint where he wants to put his shot, and it's worked out so far.
Halftime is approaching, game number 6. El Diablo has to dodge the bump from Wizard. The ball was wide anyway, and El Diablo does find the clear. Gets by Redline as well. Siru's there, has an open net to shoot at. He'll score. He gets his first of the game, and the Elite continue their goal-scoring ways.
The Elite end up dropping games 3 and 4. And we were really questioning them on what happened, but after convincing game 5 and here in game 6, they're continuing their winning ways, and the Pandas have really been shut down these last 2 games.
It's a 3-goal lead with just over 2 minutes to go. El Diablo getting demoed in the goal by Redline, but no follow-up shot is in for the Pandas here. Can the Elite hold on? It's a sizable lead, but I wouldn't call it a comfortable one against a Pandas team that has scored many goals in quick succession before in this series. As Wizard tries to put that towards the goal, El Diablo will make the stop. Redline out in front, easily cleared away by Siru. Now Wizard looking for a touch. This is going to come down off the back wall, and Siru's there yet again. But the clock has certainly become the enemy of the Pandas here, as there's only 95 seconds left to go in game 6.
Yeah, the Pandas have to pull the goalie here. They have to be extremely aggressive just to get 1. And that's what the Pandas need to start with, but they can't be taking their time here.
They're going to have to play out of their defensive zone now. This comes out in front. Siru fires it just high. El Diablo on the rebound. That one misses wide as well. Still the ball kicks out in front. but Redline trying to turn it back down the pitch. Siru in possession. He'll go by the attacker in Redline and waste a whole lot of time in the process. This goes towards the net, out in front of the goal. It's awkward out in front, and Wizard makes the clear. 45 seconds left to go. Here comes the counterattack from the Pandas. Pops over towards El Diablo, and he'll play it back across the pitch. But this game quickly getting away from the Pandas. Only 30 seconds left. They need to score 3.
They need to score 3, and they need to do it now. Otherwise, the Elite are going to make another grand finals here in minor league esports.
Only 13 seconds left to go. This one floats towards the cage. Siru makes the play. Redline shoots just wide, and that's going to do it. The Elite will take the series, and they move on to the grand finals to play against the Hawks in the Premier League. Congratulations to the Elite. They win it in 6.
And the Elite are going to shut out the Pandas 7-0 in the final 2 games of the series. And so I really don't know what to say. The Elite just rebounded.
It certainly seemed like that break really helped them get their thinking back in the right place. It let them relax. It let them realize, hey, we still have a chance in this series. We're only tied at 2 going into game 5. We're not down at all. And they came back. They won the next 2 games in fantastic fashion. You said it. They didn't let the Pandas score in game 5 or game 6. That's how dominant they felt in those 2 games after losing 2 very close 1-goal affairs.
This series easily could have been a sweep for the Elite, but the Pandas edged them out in overtime twice. But in the end, the Pandas can't finish off games without going to extra time.
And again, that will do it for us here tonight. And that's going to do it for all of the conference championships. It has been a wonderful ride over the past 2 nights. Before we send you off and before we show you the play of the week, I do just want to remind you, make sure you follow the channel MLE Sports GG, because you are not going to want to miss the grand finals action we've got next weekend. It's going to be starting Saturday night. You're not going to want to miss that. Make sure you are here 8 o'clock Eastern time for the kickoff of the Foundation League grand finals. We will be playing all 4 league grand finals next weekend. Make sure you are here for that. But for Hunted, for Turney Ernie, for KC and Rio and everybody here at MLE Sports, everybody here in the broadcasting team, we thank you so very much for watching. Enjoy the play of the week, and we will see you next weekend.
Stays with it. With it, clips players go. Pops. They try to go for a carry. He's going to try to go for a double dot. Can he hit it? Yes, he can! That is a Bulls garage. Just getting boost out of his obscurity. Has no boost, but he gets it past 1. And he's still in the offensive end. He's going to try to flick it past. Wow. He's going to get it. And Riparian, what a...
Gets it up in the air, but way too early. Diablo's there to clean it out. ISO's in a bad spot right now.
Oh, yeah. My... What a...